can't believe it. Football, bloody hell.
Hello guys and welcome back to the magnificent 247. We are joined today by my co-host Killian, Chase, Daz and FaZe. I'm sure we're going to be joined some more later on. How are we guys? Welcome to the pod this week.
Right, lads.
Very well, Jono.
Very well. Emotional.
Yeah,
Very
we'll
emotional.
get. Yeah, it's been an emotional few days. We'll go straight into that. So, the legend, survivor of the Munich air disaster, World Cup winner, European Cup winner, FA Cup winner, won the European Cup 10 years after the disaster of the Munich air disaster. But Charlton has passed away yesterday. I'll go to you, Killian, first, and then you send it around people, and I'll end.
Yeah, so very sad day for football yesterday. Specifically Manchester United Football Club. We lost. God rest his soul, Sir Bobby Charlton. A universal footballing icon. Parallel to those of our Georgie Best, Pele, Maradona, Socrates, and the list goes on. A legend of the game, obviously. One of the best footballs ever seen. And a hero in every sense of the word. When you think of Manchester United Football Club, Sir Bobby Charlton's name always enters your mind, just automatically. When you talk about England legends, Sir Bobby's always in the conversation in terms of the best that ever was. I truly believe he was the best and will always be the best that England has ever seen, in my opinion. Such an amazing player, but more importantly, such an amazing human being. A tribute to who he was as a person. Never sought the limelight. In fact, he tried his best to go unnoticed, which tells you really who he was. A Manchester United and England legend in all aspects and a hero in the eyes of all Manchester United fans, and rightly so. An eternal Busby babe now. May you rest in peace. And that's we'll Chase. We'll hand it over to yourself.
It's hard. You get choked up because this man was not only Manchester United football. This man was English football. He breathed and lived excellence. Demanded it in every aspect of not only football but life, and he was that type of person, very rare, that when you're in a room, you're sitting down, you're eating, you're doing whatever you're doing, and he comes in, you stop what you're doing, you look at him, and you stand up. That's the person he was. And he never demanded it. And he survived a disaster. And we love you, Bobby. And rest in peace.
Well, very well said, Chase. Very emotional, of course. Dazza, we'll hand it over to yourself next.
Yeah, like you boys have already said, it's so emotional. I've got a couple of stories about Bobby Charlton. If you don't mind giving me a couple of minutes, I'll tell you. I'll tell you them. Happy to tell anybody them.
We'd love to hear it.
So the randomest meeting you could probably get. So 2008, we're in Russia, European Cup final. I'm with Paddy Crerand and Lou McCarry for 3 days. And we're standing outside Lenin's tomb in Red Square, outside the Kremlin, and Bobby Charlton is walking by us with his bonnet on, so nobody knows it's him. And it's actually Norma that Paddy sees. So he goes over, Norma, come over. And the next minute, I'm standing next to Bobby Charlton. And I'm like, what the actual hell is going on here? And you know, I think it was, I couldn't remember when I was telling this story yesterday who was with them. I think it was Lady Norma's sister, but I'm not 100% sure. There was another lady with them. And we ended up going to a coffee house next to the Basilica, next to, you know, the cathedral, St Basil's. We're in a coffee house in St Basil's. Me, Paddy Creran, Lou McCarry, Bobby Charlton. And I'm sitting there, and it was so surreal. And I put this in my post yesterday. I've been very fortunate when I was young. I've met a lot of United players. I met George Best when I was a kid. I met a load of them, Beckham. I met a load of them, and never get starstruck. I got starstruck that day because it's Bobby Charlton. I remember when I was a kid, we used to go on holiday to random places, Mexico, Bulgaria, all that kind of stuff. And you wear the football top, and there's no language, and you just say Bobby Charlton. And that, to me, that's the testament of Bobby Charlton. He is the name Bobby and Charlton was synonymous with English football. And I've not got the words or the platitudes to cover that guy. I mean, the best quote for me is from Sir Bobby Charlton, where he says the only player he felt inferior to was Duncan Edwards. You think of the players that guy played with, and that was the only player he felt inferior to. I just think we throw about legend and GOAT and all this kind of nonsense, right, really easily these days. This guy could play anywhere. Left foot, right foot, head, an engine, cover every blade of grass. Honestly, we were so lucky to have him play for us. But yeah, I don't have probably the correct words to say for him. I told a couple of the boys today, I bumped into Archie Knox this morning, and which again is random, right?
You've met some men.
Oh mate, honestly, crazy, right? And he was telling me the day that, you know, if it wasn't for Bobby Charlton, he strongly believes that him and Alex would have been out of job long before they were even thinking about putting him out of the job. And, and that's all I kind of said. But yeah, just a really sad day for the club, sad day for English football, sad day for world football.
Yeah.
I'll hand it back.
Yeah. Beautifully said there, Dazza, and thanks very, very much for sharing that special story there, bro. Nice one. Faze, over to yourself.
Yeah, evening, chaps. Dazza, you've just lived out, I'd say, at least a few million people's dreams there, mate. That is incredible.
Mate, it was madness. I've seen you the picture, right? You've seen the picture.
I can, honestly, I'm envious, but feel a bit proud as well. Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, look, all of you guys have nailed it. And I remember, I think we were on a call yesterday briefly when the news broke, and it was really somber. It was really difficult, wasn't it? It was an atmosphere that can't be replicated. The game was inferior because, as you've all said, Sir Bobby Charlton is one of the very few people that actually is Manchester United. He literally is the fabric of this football club. In my opinion, one of the greatest sportsmen of all time. For what he went through, for what he's achieved as a player, it's just truly remarkable. A story that I'll be told 1,000 times over and over again and never get bored of hearing. He lost his friends in his early 20s, and with incredible resilience, he won the European Cup and the World Cup. I mean, it is incredible and a testament to who he is. But yeah, my thoughts go out to his friends and family, because to me, Sir Bobby Charlton is an undisputed legend of the game.
Yeah, beautifully put there, Faze, as per usual. Back to yourself, Jono.
You've all put that brilliantly. It's such a sad day for the club, and the way I'm going into this, if you compare Bobby Charlton is mad. He fighted for that. He fights for that. He fighted for that badge and for that England badge. If you compare it to these players nowadays who just throw themselves under the bus, throw the manager under the bus and all that, he didn't do any of that shit. So he knew what this club was about, and he is Manchester United, and I think he's probably, if not the best player we've ever had. I'm going to go that far. Very sad day for the club.
Indeed.
So
I don't think you'll get much opposition with your thoughts there, Jono. Honestly.
yeah.
There's no words to describe the man. There's no words.
Yeah.
You can't find the words, because it was just something out of this world. This man was, what he brought not only to football, but humanity in general. This man was a legend in every aspect of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. The definition of Manchester United, a hero in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
Special person.
We are now joined by Phil as well, who is freshly from Old Trafford yesterday. So we'll go to you now, Phil. Sad day for the club. What's your thoughts?
Emotional. It's just a bit weird, because I was at that do on Friday night, which literally was celebrating basically the Munich air disaster, and you kind of think, well, while we're there celebrating, we were losing him, and it's just kind of, he was the type of person that embodied Manchester United more than anybody else at that club. And it's not just his on-field stuff he done, it was the off-field stuff as well. He literally lived, breathed that club, and to go into that wreckage and being pulled out by Harry Gregg at 20 years of age, and then come back and play all his games as if they were for his mates. And let's not forget, he was a midfielder, and to score 249 goals in 700 odd appearances, you don't see that being replicated. I mean, the only one that comes close is Frank Lampard, but you will never see that ever again in a football game or a football period. And I look back now and thinking, we celebrated Jimmy Murphy the other night with a fantastic poem that was read out, and he was one of his boys. And it's just, I just can't see anybody else in the next 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years being anywhere near Bobby Charlton's level. And it's just such a shame, because you just seem to think that they'll just go on and live forever. And you look at the current crop of players that we've had, excluding Cantona, obviously, you don't see anybody in his stature at all. And it just feels like a part of Manchester United has fallen this weekend.
You're so right, Phil. You're so right. I mean, I think Gary Neville said something really poignant last night. I know some of your boys might have seen. I only caught up with it today. But he said something that really struck a chord with me, that Bobby Charlton was a thread to the past. He was a thread to the glory days, a thread to the standards. And I think a lot of fans are upset and really emotional, because we've lost that now. We've lost that thread to the babes, to Busby. We've lost that now. And it's about saying to this current crop, right, come on, which one of you is going to pick up the mantle? Who's going to take it on? Bobby Charlton went through a plane crash, lost 8 of his pals, and come back and put the club on greatness. So let's have it, And it's just when Gary Neville said that, really struck a chord with me. We've lost a thread to the past, and I thought he's nailed that. He's absolutely nailed that. And we probably need people like Gary Neville and some people don't really like him
Beckham's
in and about
comments
the club.
Beckham's comments as well. Beckham, I don't know if you saw, if anyone has seen the tribute by Sky Sports, best tribute I've seen.
It's incredible. I teared up.
It made me cry, that video. Make sure you check it out, guys. I'll put a link in the description below. But what a tribute! And Beckham's.
I think also not only do we feel we lost a part of the club, but we lost a part in us because he's a part of us.
Yeah, it was a part of the Manchester United jigsaw, and it'll never be the same in my mind, which is it's just heartbreaking. But no one lives forever, you know.
As I was saying, the comments by Beckham was he was my idol, Beckham, and he's my kids and grandkids' idol.